Hello, everyone, and welcome to another reaction to the Schmoedown right here on Dedicated to Art. I'm, of course, your usual host, Kees Cornelissen, joined by Chris and Nico. We have a special guest today, Irina, who's joining us again, as you know her from, all the reactions. Um, we are reacting to a second round match in the teams tournament, the Family versus the Paddington 2. This is apparently a very big match. However, before we start, I have to unfortunately address something that, I just learned about really. One of the people in the fan leagues who was actually a big fan of the Schmoedown, a fan of Team Action and Andrew Guy, Emma McAllister has unfortunately passed away, and that's, kind of ruined my day instantly because my day only just started, and it's not something nice to hear, and it's always just it just sucks when you hear such a thing happen in this community. So these reactions will be completely dedicated to Emma in true dedicated to art fashion. Because, this is never.
Hashtag do it for Emma.
Exactly. So, guys, with that said, we have The Family versus Paddington 2. And, this should be a good match. And, Chris, who do you have winning this one?
Okay, so if we're going to go strictly off of how each team's been performing so far this year, for once, Case, get ready to, drop your glass in shock. I will pick The Family, though I do so as begrudgingly as I can, because unfortunately, even though the Paddington 2 this year has averaged over 30 points per game, which is usually enough to win for most other teams, it's just not enough for them to win, and that sucks. Because somehow, Drew and Drew will find a way to win, and that's where my prediction has to lie today.
Okay, well, you're all right, but, the Paddington 2 has had a very tough competition in terms of team matches. So, we'll see how it goes. Nico, what are your thoughts?
I'm 50-50 on this because the Paddington 2, they've always been a team that has great performances and just maybe doesn't have the luckiest end result. Meanwhile, there's something about teaming with Drew McWeeny that brings out the best in a lot of competitors. So it's very, very even, and it's probably going to come down to the wire. I'm going to pick The Family just because Drew Guy was Emma's guy. So I'm going to do that for her in this case. But I have it pretty split down the middle outside of that.
What about you?
I got to pull for The Family. And I'm very excited for this match. So I really want to get on it. Let's do it.
All right. I have a certain personal bias, so makes us all root for The Family, or at least we all think The Family will win, hope The Family will win. So
come on, Paddington.
That's not to say that the Paddington 2 doesn't have a shot. Actually, I do think they have a very good shot. They're a very good team. I just think that, as has been said, Drew McWeeny and teams, there's just something magical about that. Anyway, we're just going to press play on this thing in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, boy, again.
Your manager, Kaiser.
How long was he at this park?
Well, we're at Universal.
A while.
Look, he's
not here. I just checked the Simpsons right. He's nowhere to be found.
Did you check the teacups?
There's no teacups right here. We're not at
just check
Disneyland.
the teacups, please. Let me call you back, Zip. What are you doing here? Don't worry about it. I'm undercover, all right? I'm everywhere. Let me tell you something, buddy. You gotta get some new shoes. I don't know what you're wearing slippers. I don't even know what you're doing with yourself. What part of undercover don't you understand? Listen, I know what you're doing.
Don't go down on him.
You're slick. You come in here, you're training your boy to be KO. Big freaking deal. Like, you think that's gonna help you in 2020? No. The only thing that's gonna help you in 2020 is drafting me. You got that? You just go around putting your hands on people? I don't like that kid. Actually, I do kind of like that kid.
Goodness.
I don't know why, but there's a new Watch Mojo video about the top 10 worst theme park rides.
Oh,
So I'm tempted to check that out now, just because, like, will any of the rides in Universal be on that list?
Welcome back
Probably.
to the movie trivia Schmoedown. We are in the
Not a
thick
combo
of
we
it
see
here in
often.
the Ultimate
Emma and
Schmoedown
Ken.
Teams Tournament Round 2 matchup today between Paddington 2, those lovely film critics all about the internet, Matt Atchity and Alonso Duraldo, and they're
Mr.
faced
Waldo again
against
gonna
the
be here with the
family
Christmas hat.
today, Ken.
Does anyone ever get his name right?
Fun at parties.
Alonzo?
Great at Christmas parties.
Yeah, like, I feel like
I
his
was
name
intimidated by
gets
Ashley at
unintentionally
first until he
screwed
gets
up a
second
lot.
pina colada in him, then he's a swell,
Duralde.
great, charming guy.
Yeah,
but I've got
Emma
to
said
know,
it
but
wrong.
on the other side,
No,
the
I
family,
didn't
you talk about
notice.
intimidation. Godfather, Drew McWeeny, he walks in, the room goes silent because there's an air of respect for this venerable competitor.
Can we
and
bring
man of
Thad
business,
back just so
and
Drew can scare him
teaming
some
up
more?
with someone as young and evil as Drew Guy.
Please.
Robert Meyer
Drew,
Burnett.
he was like the only
I
person
don't
that Drew
suspect.
could
You talk about
scare
we're in the
because
thick of it. It's like me
while
in
Drew
round
McWeeny
two of an
seems
all-you-can-eat
intimidating,
salad bar. This is
he
where it
isn't.
really starts to
Yeah.
count.
Oh, no, in
And
person, he's
we
a
are
total
looking
teddy
for
bear.
the winner here
That's the
gets to
thing.
go to the semifinals.
That is absolutely true. And here's the thing: is that you
I'm
look
sorry, I'm going to choke on the salad.
Ken, you gotta take it easy there on the salad. I mean, you talk about what is riding on this today. Obviously, I've got nothing.
Oh, yes,
but
and if
faith
Ken
in
makes a sports
Paddington
reference,
too,
we
as
all
I say,
drink.
To really just
What?
fun.
If Ken makes a
fun-loving,
sports
Oh,
reference,
right.
we all drink.
intelligent, respectful people.
I don't
that are
have
nice
any
to be
drinks
around,
right
which
I
now.
don't know what they're doing here.
Yeah,
Got
I
my
mean,
coffee.
it's not really par for the course necessarily as far as movie trivia Schmoedown competitors go, but
Looking at you, Kaiser.
when it comes to Drew and Drew, the family, really, obviously they're bringing a lot to the table here, but what really matters is Robert Meyer Burnett and the stake that he has in this match going forward, because his goal was to get these
Oh
guys
yeah, he's
to
part
the
of that
championship.
faction too.
So he's, no matter what it takes, that is
Yeah,
his
it's Drew and Drew and that other guy.
He's yelling in the back saying
He
it's
is.
working, but this could all at any point blow up in his face.
Burnett's
This could
game
go
plan for management should just
It
be
absolutely
get
could.
on the
I
same
think he's
flights as
somebody
all
who
the family's
thinks
opponents
he's planned
and strand
for
to the
every possible
plane with his
scenario,
very
but I
loud
guess that
voice.
Remains to be seen. He's still yelling in the back and doesn't know he doesn't have a microphone.
Well, I can tell there's.
He doesn't need a microphone.
Yeah.
In fairness,
True.
he really doesn't.
I could hear him 8 rows ahead of him on a plane. The
As I
entire
just
way
said,
back. So-
he landed a plane for being too loud.
Let's let the teams talk.
This
Here's what
actually
they had to
happened.
say before the match. The Paddington
Time
2
for a
is the
Nerd
type of
Chronic
team that might be
promo.
overlooked, even though everyone respects them as individuals and professionals. That's silly. This is today shows that you need to fear the Paddington 2 in this tournament.
Impressive performance, I do have to say, of course.
The family who improves their record to 4-0, and more importantly, they advance to round number 2 to face the Paddington 2.
We're not going to come into this match lightly. We really are going to do our homework. Our work's going to be cut out for us, but I think we can take them.
Yeah, it's us, it's the family, the team with the perfect record, going up against morons that don't even know the rules after being in the league for 3 years.
Do I have to ask for the repeat?
No, you can't
Oh,
get multiple choice in round
actually,
one. No,
that's been
you
in
can't
it for a
confirm the 2
while.
and the 3, you idiots!
Duralde, not so much.
You know, anything can happen. We got this far, which is always a nice surprise.
You know, I'm a little concerned that we had such a good round in our last game. That first round, we just slayed. I had a really good first round. Alonso was legendary on that second round, answered all those questions, 2-point questions.
We're gonna ruin you. We're gonna dominate this tournament. There's idiots out there like Kaiser that say they're gonna draft me. You can't draft me. You can't draft a champion. You see this man?
I need one. I need a belt.
We're not kidding
Actually,
ourselves. But at the same
Chrysler
time,
has a
we
champion
live in
in
hope.
this
We're
fact.
film critics. You always have to think that maybe something good's going
And
to
that
come
might
out.
very well be
But here's the thing.
spectacular.
I've been drinking all day, and so if we beat them, I'm going to be
Oh,
talking
no.
shit about McQueenie all the time.
We want blood, and Atchity and Alfonso are in our way. Get out of my goddamn way, you old bastard.
Yeah,
Why
spoiler
don't?
alert.
I was thinking.
We're going to spoil some stuff.
By the way, all of this suddenly makes me want a Alfonso Cuarón directed Christmas movie.
What do you have to say? at him. No. He doesn't talk
All
until
Harry
he
Potter
wins.
movies are kind of.
Shut your goddamn mouth, Hitman.
At least.
I mean, Azkaban has a Christmas scene in it.
He just put Brandon Hanna in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, no, you don't talk until you win.
Exactly.
We got a war of words, but also
That's what we do to Hanno. We don't let him even. We don't acknowledge him until he wins.
I love those guys.
Hannah, did you win?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them as well. Again, I really like their vibe. I think we need more of that kind of
Then why are you
that
talking to
chill
me?
here in the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competitors that have zero chill. I would not say that about Paddington 2.
And that's key in a tournament like this when you have so much riding on it. Just coming in, playing the game, taking the questions as they lie, just kind of having fun, but also being here to compete, to win, but having that great balance and acting like you've been here before is, I think, a very underrated thing in sports and the Schmoedown. Let's go to some tail of the tape here. Looking at Paddington, some of their strengths. These are, again, well-rounded guys. They've been in the business a long time.
Absolutely.
So you're going to have your directors and also your new releases. And I don't think if it comes up, but holiday movies is something that Duralde absolutely really knows.
And certainly having
When in the year is Hawaiian shirts considered holiday attire?
On the other side, the family, their strengths include whatever Drew McQueenie damn well wants.
We don't have those.
Ask Jacoby or Ethan. Maybe they can tell you.
If you focus on McQueenie, then Guy's going to
Whatever McQueenie wants to be good at.
He's got new releases. He's got a lot of things.
Romantic comedies actually is a strength of Andrew Guy.
As someone who's looked into Drew Guy's eyes and melted myself,
Where's my Magic Mike Blu-ray?
I understand why he'd bring that there too.
Sure.
So, with that said, Emma, I think enough talking. I think it's time for the fight.
I think so too, Ken.
Yeah.
Like, there could be a wheel slice that says flavors of pies in movies, and he'd be good at it. Just the most random things.
Oh, so he and Brooklyn share strengths.
Intro to St. First.
Movie sandwiches.
2 wins and 2 defeats and 1 KO. This is Matt Atchity, Alonzo
I'm not doing them.
Duralde, the Paddington.
It's not our culture.
Oh, it sure as hell ain't mine. Paul, we apologize.
See, look at that.
You know,
Look at that.
I really like Atchity's commitment here because I enjoy a good umbrella. He's taken it a step further and has a whole bird in his drink.
It's a bird. It's a bird in his drink. I'm telling you, you got to get to know Atchity. He is a great guy at parties. And look at Duralde. He is leaning into the Christmas thing.
Yep.
Deck the hallmark. I love that there, but let's
He lives it.
Their opponents. And their opponents. With a record of 4 wins, 0 defeats, and 1 knockout. Accompanied to the arena by their manager, Robert Meyer Burnett. This is Dastardly Drew Guy, the Godfather Drew McQueenie. They are collectively the
Case is ashamed to be on the call with us, Chris.
I might not always.
I love that, you know, Robert Meyer Burnett takes the time to wear this nice brocade coat,
does.
but can't take time to put on a clean shirt.
Yeah. Look at that.
I'm trying to figure out his mix-up
That
got
is
it
insane,
something
Emma.
else, but
Oh, I forgot Brandon Hanna.
Oh,
is
yes,
that here?
they recently added one person to the family, thus actually creating more of a family. I don't. It seems to be the name of the faction, the name of the team.
I don't know what Hannah does. I think he runs and gets their hot wing orders or something there, but it's good to have
He's
him
been
there.
upgraded from carrying Ben Bateman's.
He's their
briefcase to,
Grubhub guy.
Taking
Good kid.
Andrew Guy's cocktail order.
All right, we are almost
He hooks on.
here for round
All the
one.
good
We are
coupons.
here for round one. But
We
we're gonna
are.
Explain the rules. Do you want to
Yes,
explain the rules?
I will. Absolutely. So this is the way that round number 1 works.
So
Round
since there are
number
4
one
people on the
is a
call,
solo exercise.
do we want to
So
do
all
teams
players
for
at
this
the
one?
table will be
The
asked
couple
to
versus,
Okay. Yeah,
questions
us
across
versus
the realm
teams.
of
We
movie
can do
trivia
that.
knowledge.
Are you serious?
When
He has
you are
Chris.
answering the
We
question,
have
you must
you.
write down the answer
I've been
on the
getting-
whiteboard, and when
look,
asked to present your
I've
answer,
been-
You know my luck. Now I'm
your
gonna
answer
shit the
on the
bed.
board as well as
I've been
saying
getting
it out
6,
loud.
like,
There is
almost
no
every
conferring with your
match.
teammate in round number 1. There is no
Okay.
stealing in round number 1. However, each team collectively has the opportunity to have 1 challenge and 3
Chris, I'll try to
of
do
the
well this time.
JTE, wherein
you might
can
just
ask
want
a
to go jump in a
question,
pool
be
now, man.
Absolutely.
We
All
just
right.
closed down the pool a few
They
weeks
might have
ago.
Chris, but they also have Nico.
McQueenie?
So that kind of balances it
God.
out.
if this was a geek match, it'd be a different story. But
That it would be different. Yeah.
I'll make sure that
Defense.
there are no children in the room, and if there are, they're at least 500 feet away from the stage from the
creepy uncles that ask you to sit on their lap at Christmas.
Wow.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Actually, are you ready?
I have to get over there.
No.
McWeenie is just smiling like an idiot.
He always does when he's with Andrew.
He's ready.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's already
He was
time
having
to
so
move
much
into
fun
Schmoedown.
doing the
They are ready. Let's get ready to
Schmoedown.
Everyone.
3 rounds to a finish to move on to the semifinals.
Yeah.
Emma Fife.
I just
Yeah.
Round 1 question.
Question number 1 in the category of comedies.
Ha 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 ha.
There it
Ah.
is. Hugh Jackman and Meg Ryan starred in what 2001 romantic comedy?
Ooh, did I-
Damn it! How is it in English?
I remember seeing
Okay.
this one in the movie theater.
Do you want this freebie, Arena? It's just the names of the characters.
No, I know, but it.
5, 4, 3.
Question, please.
Repeat
Okay.
the question.
Okay, I think it's. I can't write the.
Hugh Jackman and Meg Ryan starred in what 2001 romantic comedy?
Meg Ryan in Inner Space.
From the director of Logan and Ford v
Yes,
Ferrari.
yeah. I mean, listen.
Oh, it is.
I was always proud of the fact that she was the voice of Anastasia.
Oh yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Uh,
and
Don't
1.
have it.
Down.
Kate and
Let's
Leopold.
start with Drew
Yeah.
McWeeny.
Is it Leopold or Leo?
Leopold.
That's
Good
the
answer.
Leopold, yes.
It's Leopold.
Alonzo.
Would
Yeah.
you
Also
accept
correct.
that?
No,
Andrew Guy.
Leo.
because it's specifically
No.
Leopold.
Couldn't come up with it.
All right. We're tied
Oh.
at 1. We're tied at 1.
Tied at 1 and
Mhm.
1.
Yeah,
One
no, I can
side of the
imagine.
table
Yeah.
pulling through, and the other not so much.
All right. The family has 2 JT rules left. Number 2. Question 2 is in the category of 80s movies, 1980s movies. Who plays Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid?
What is his name?
Names from the audience.
Shoot.
Go.
The audience is matured a little bit.
This is an era with
Or-
next to
or
no
the
Asian
audience,
actors.
is
Just pick
all
one. Throw
born
one
later
at a
than,
dartboard.
1989.
I don't want to be racist with my answer.
3, 2, 1. Pens are down.
Ken Watanabe?
Alonzo.
Pat Morita.
Ryuki Pat
Damn it.
Morita.
That is correct,
correct.
on many levels, sir. Drew.
At least I had a guess.
You did.
Correct.
I appreciate that.
That is correct.
I want to make martial arts movies a
There
strength
you
because
go.
my background,
Tied
but
at 3.
Yeah.
and I have a lot of studying to
Correct
do for
answers
that. Then
across the board there. All right, and here we go. Question number 3, category of dramas. Clancy Brown plays Byron Hadley,
Oh.
the brutal captain of the prison guards in this 1994 drama.
It's so interesting to see pens start writing as soon as the question started to come out.
Well, listen,
because
you know,
they what
Clancy
they're talking
Brown is.
As soon as I heard the
they know
names,
their
I'm
movie
like,
trivia, and
yep.
I was like,
Five.
Clancy Brown. Come on.
3,
Yeah.
2, and 1. Pens are down.
The Shawshank
The Shawshank
Redemption.
Redemption.
It's funny.
Shawshank Redemption. Was a little slow in writing it down. I think I'm like 1 second behind you guys on the feed.
Okay, that's fine.
We got
I'll allow it.
Shawshank Redemption.
all right.
All right.
Five,
Aye.
Paddington 2 keeping pace.
Yep, and so far, Drew McWeenie and Alonzo Duralde.
Alonzo
What?
didn't. Alonzo didn't have the.
Those perfect rounds. Question 4 comes
That
from
doesn't
the
matter.
category
It's a two.
of
It's more than 2 words.
directors.
Fair
Ron
enough.
Howard
Fair enough.
directed Kurt
Yeah, it's
Russell
within the
in
rules.
this 1991 drama about firefighters.
I feel like I should know this.
This
Very,
movie
you know,
stinks.
holds a special place.
It does?
It stinks
yeah, in my heart
loud.
for slightly different reasons than it
Okay.
actually being a.
Nah.
Fine. 5,
Straight up.
4,
Yeah.
3, 2, and 1. We need pens down.
Backdraft.
And we do. Actually,
Backdraft.
that's correct.
Drew
Drew
McWeenie.
McWeenie.
That would be backdraft.
We got it.
Alonzo.
Backdraft.
We
All
got
right,
it.
and
Backdraft.
We got a
all
clean sweep across
right,
the board.
everybody across the board. Now the real question is, Matt Atchity, were you ever a backdraft host during your time at Universal Studios?
I was too. I was also a
Hey, you were also a
backdraft
backdraft
host.
host.
No, that came
After
my
your
tenure.
time. All right. Okay. All right. But it was during Drew McWeenie's tenure, so they knew what was what.
Matt worked the Clara Bow ride.
All right. Question
Listen,
number
she was a
5.
great
Question
ride.
number 5. Category fantasy sci-fi. What 2016 Disney remake stars Robert Redford and Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yeah.
I know this one. I've never seen it, but I know this
it's,
one.
It's the one that we didn't include in our Disney live action rewatch.
Directing Star Wars.
This one is
Great. 5,
cute.
4,
Let's see.
3, 2, and 1. Pens are
Pete's
down.
Dragon.
Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon.
That would be the lovely
Oh.
Pete's Dragon.
We
That
got
is
a
correct.
lovely
It
point
would
for
indeed
you.
be.
Alonzo,
Pete's Dragon.
we got a
That's
point
correct.
for Duralde. Drew McGuire.
McGuire.
And actually,
Drew McGuire.
sweep across the board there, 9.
Andrew Guy with the voice crack.
Damn it.
Ken, you got to get my name right after that look that we had.
Yeah, you know, well,
If you wear the light, it's fine.
presents, my friend.
Yeah,
It's fine.
not your
Yeah.
eyes though, on account of the fact that you are wearing sunglasses.
It's all right there.
He sees through me.
Sometimes when we touch. Question 6 is in the category of movie release dates.
Movie release
category that
dates.
inspires fear in some. Here's the question: what year saw the release of the films Glory, Tim Burton's Batman, and Born on the 4th of July?
I love all 3 of those movies.
All you had to do was say Tim Burton's Batman, and I immediately know it.
College for the 3rd time. 5, 4, 3.
I mean, it's often referred to as Batman 89.
89.
Damn it.
89.
That's correct.
Oh.
1989.
We all got that one, right?
1989.
All right.
No.
89. Sweet.
Once again,
It happens,
still
Irene.
looking
It
at
happens.
perfect rounds for both Duraldi
That was the year of
and,
Aliens
Mr.
and
Drew
Star Trek
McQueenie,
4: The Voyage Home.
proving that actual glasses are superior to sunglasses.
One great movie,
here
one
on
bad
the
movie.
Trivia Schmoedown desk.
Fine.
Fine.
All right.
There's a sunglasses versus
Category
actual
4
glasses
slash
competition
4.
happening at the desk.
A caving expedition goes horribly wrong as the explorers become trapped and ultimately pursued by a strange breed of predators in what 2005.
I was gonna say, if I miss this, I have to hand in my horror card.
But wait, isn't this 2006?
No. Britain, because
yes.
Try Chris to shut up about this movie.
It's never gonna happen.
Sorry, Drew. Repeat the question.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Horror/thriller is the category. A caving expedition goes horribly wrong as the explorers become trapped and ultimately pursued by a strange breed of predators in what 2005 film?
I think I'm very much off.
Have you heard Chris talk about horror movies?
Hell, Nico, I've recommended this movie to you like twice on air.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Looking for
The Descent.
Labyrinth.
Thank God I didn't forget to
That is correct, but can I see your board? So
It's
only
the
Yeah.
Descent.
So unfortunately, with a
In this
single word
case,
title,
it
we do need the
counts.
correct
I wrote in
article.
invisible ink. Does that count?
I don't
No, I don't
If
see
you
it.
have
No.
3 or 4 pina coladas,
Yeah.
you'll be able to see it.
It's
How's
all the
that?
same at that point. Drew McQueenie. That is correct. And Alonzo?
I got nothing.
You got nothing. All right.
All right.
And Guy?
So,
Did he get it?
Drew McQueeney,
12,
looking
10.
to
12.
potentially get a perfect round here as we go in to the final question of round 1.
All right. Question category is animated. Animated. What 2014 stop-motion animated film featured the voice talents of Ben Kingsley, Nick Frost, Tracy Morgan, Steve Bloom, and D. Bradley Baker?
I think
I was
I
gonna
know
say,
this
well,
one.
just real veterans of
Yeah.
voiceover.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, real legends there.
5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question, please.
Absolutely. What 2014 stop-motion animated film featured the voice talents of Ben
Oh,
Kingsley,
shoot.
Nick Frost, Tracy Morgan, Steve
I was writing down the
Bloom,
I
wrong.
really hope I'm
and
right
D.
here.
Bradley Baker.
Steve Bloom from Rebel Bullseye? Is this
Yeah.
Deb?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's-
Also the voice of Wolverine in various cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have it on good authority.
The voice of
Amon.
Amon,
We all
Legend
have
of
a lot
Korra.
of credits, guys.
3, 2, 1. All
With
right.
Paranorman.
No, that's
twenty.
2012.
Fantastic
The Box Trolls.
Paranorman?
Ooh,
is
right studio,
incorrect.
wong film.
Drew
It's
McQueen
not
for a
Fantastic
perfect
Mr.
round.
Fox.
No, Fantastic Mr. Fox is
Do
different
not
year.
have a perfect round.
Yep, also there were only 2 strings on that guitar.
I got the right strings, but the wrong one. Kubo and the
Yep,
two
not the right
Yes.
film.
I got Kubo and the strings. So
Great.
We were looking for the box troll.
Ah,
Yes!
got it.
The box troll.
So,
Bravo, Chris.
Not Kubo and the Descent.
Originally, I thought it was Book of
Actually,
Life,
it's
but I'm like,
Kubo
wait,
and
no, that's
Descent,
not right.
Not the.
Big,
So-
Kubo and no strings.
big whiff around that
I
there.
know. Unfortunately, no perfect round for,
All right.
for anybody.
That's amazing.
there.
Team America has a combined score of 11. Team Euro Trip has a combined score of
round
6.
One, though, on the
I don't
side
wanna
of
talk
both
about
teams here. I mean, 10 to 12 going into round number 2 is certainly.
It's okay, I've had
to
worse
sneeze
games.
at, but last, we do advance to
She's had better
round
games.
number 2,
I've had worse
the
games.
dreaded or beloved
But you have had way
wheel
better
round.
games.
I think depending on who you talk to, we are bringing out the Wheel of Fate, Doom,
By the way,
Destiny. On
I'm so
that wheel,
very
we
pissed
have
I
got
wasn't on the reaction when
12
Stacy broke the
categories, one of which
wheel.
is opponent's choice, one of which is spinner's choice. That correspond
wonderful.
to different realms of movie.
She was like
trivia knowledge.
Daenerys.
What is going to happen
Like
is
you
each
could
team will
see
get a spin
the
at
slices
their
just
wheel,
melting off the
and
wheel, and then all of a
whatever
sudden
category it lands on,
the
you
thing
have
just
the option
flies
to
right
take,
off.
Or you are awarded one mulligan, which is golf
Case's
or
joke.
do-over, where you can spin a second time, unless you
No,
should
Yeah.
I said, did she though?
Well,
spinner's choice,
she-
you
she's
probably
the
don't
only
want
one
to
who
spin
can
again.
get
The
it,
last time you spin
who
opponent's
understands
choice,
it.
you are stuck with it. They will be then asked a
This is
series
for the
of
audience
6
who watches
questions
Game of
in
Thrones.
whatever category that wheel settles
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Now, in round
I
number
heard the
2, there
Daenerys
is
reference. I just
stealing,
didn't
so
listen.
listen carefully to your opposing team's questions, because you may have the opportunity to steal some points and gain more of an upper
Apparently,
hand
I
into
dropped
round
off at the
number
best time to drop off.
And the wheel for today's match is sponsored by our Schmoedown Patreon.
Yeah, you did.
Jeremiah Morris.
Yeah, that's easy.
On
That was
patreon.com/Schmoedown.
smart.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Sponsored wheeled slices for today.
I've met
are
Jeremiah.
sports
Very nice guy.
And war films. Thank you,
Whoa.
Jeremiah, for your support. If you want to support the Schmoedown, go to patreon.com/Schmoedown today.
Ooh, Hitchcock.
And find the tier that best suits your desires. All right.
He was very kind to the Paddington 2 last game.
Yes, it was. And then some.
Or defer to your opponents. What will your strategy be today, Jeff?
Playing from behind.
All right.
Yep.
Atchity's going to go on up, spin from the wheel, not the pegs, and let's see
Hitchcock.
what we
Hitchcock.
got here.
They're not wrong.
If you like to, it's a lot of
Maybe at the bottom.
No.
It's strength for Guy, not so much McWeeny.
We got a spin that is in, and it's going around and round.
In all honesty, I like this version of the wheel better.
Go. It could.
Oh.
Nolan.
Ooh.
For Nolan, do you want to keep?
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I'd keep it.
Less film, so
I don't
probably
like
more deep cut questions, but that could work to their advantage in terms of steals.
Coming of age.
Oh,
is
by
the
the way, I just realized they should spin
Spin
again
again.
because it's
All
Guy's
right,
strength.
spin again.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's why it's
It served him well against Riley, not so much against Roper, though, but...
very well against Riley.
I'll repeat my joke. Coming of age is Oyama playing.
Ah.
They are absolutely this
We're
wheel.
all
It's like they've never
hypnotized.
seen the
It's a
wheel
strength of him because he is still coming of age.
We have
Huh.
Kurt
got
Russell.
Russell.
Russell. All right.
movies.
Love the dudes, don't know his.
Russell movies are gonna get 6
Oh, we've seen a couple of his movies.
Russell.
And as a reminder to both teams, you are able to confer with your teammate on all questions.
He's
in
still
round number 2,
likable.
and if you do
I'm not
know
saying
the
he's the
answer,
best
you
actor
have
of
the
all
option
time,
to
but
go to
he
multiple
has.
Oh,
a
yeah, no,
occasional-
he's playing likable. It's just...
I love him. I love
He is a
him for
nice.
his
He is a
likability.
nice presence.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Kurt
yes.
Russell,
Do the
I
honors,
will.
or I can do it if
You know,
I
it's just
got-
everyone talks
I'll
about
take
his
it,
great
I'll take
movies,
it. All
and
right,
they don't
let's
talk
see.
about the
We've got
thing, and
Kurt
I'm like,
Russell.
6 questions in a row.
All right.
The thing.
Question
what's
1.
wrong with you people?
Who stars opposite Kurt Russell
Goldie
in the
Hawn.
1987
Hawn.
comedy Overboard?
Well,
It's a rom-com.
That would be his longtime, not exactly wife, Goldie Hawn.
That
That's
would be
correct.
correct.
Two
Yeah, they
for
never
points.
married. But
Hmm?
they never married.
Tie game.
That's the
Paddington
Question
moves to
They
the
got
top.
number
together.
2.
alright.
Kurt Russell plays a trained killer who is dumped on a barren planet in what 90s sci-fi action film?
Universal...
Soldier.
Wow,
Also
2
correct
points.
for 2 points.
2 points.
Oh, it's
Alright.
a Jean-Claude Van Damme film.
Question 3. Who plays Kurt Russell's co-lead in 3,000 Miles to Graceland?
Kevin Bacon? I think.
Kevin Costner.
That is correct for 2 points.
Correct.
Wrong, Kevin.
2 more points.
I think Paddington 2 might know a little something
Kevin that you
about
don't
Kurt
like.
Russell films here.
Now, good for him.
All right,
Oh,
Yeah,
I
this is true.
don't like.
in the movie Captain Ron, why does Captain Ron tell Martin Harvey to stay out of the dark?
Wait, what just happened on your end?
Our light turned back on again.
All right, I can certainly provide you with that. Is it A, they might get lost? B, there are gorillas in there? C, the boat was leaving? Or D, it's getting dark?
I feel like B should be said twice, but with a different spelling of gorillas because they're in the jungle.
We'll go with B. There are gorillas.
And that would be correct for 1 point. So
Gorilla soldiers,
Right.
not...
I think
fifth
I
question.
know.
10
I know. I'm
points.
saying like you could have that multiple choice answer
Who
twice,
plays
but just
police
have the
chief
spelling
Oh,
be
you're-
different.
in the Kurt Russell classic Escape from New York?
Isn't that?
Lee Van Cleef.
No.
That is correct for 2 points.
No, Donald Pleasance was the president.
Final one.
Final question, round number 2. Kurt Russell starred in this 1984 Jonathan
Goldie
Demme
Hawn.
film opposite Goldie Hawn.
Swing shift.
That is
Look
correct.
at that. We got a big Kurt Russell round there.
Sure
Paddington
do.
2.
I mean,
The
there was
Paddington 2.
hardly any hesitation on the part of Paddington 2 there, except
Absolutely
Yeah,
you know,
only one smoke.
and they didn't even get thwarted by the gorillas in the jungle.
It makes me feel
First
like a
hit
Kurt
stop,
Russell
now
fan.
Kurt
It makes
Russell.
me feel really good.
We're
Really
slowly figuring out their strengths.
Right.
Well, all right.
McWeeny with the spin here for the family.
I mean, Achity's been a veteran since like
Big spin,
season
big spin.
2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but if you've seen his games, he is quite off and on because he can get on a he was in a run and got into a title match and almost took the belt, and then he can lose everything.
Oh, dear.
in-
Oh dear. Oh, whoa. Okay.
What do you think?
Okay.
I think they like
That's a
it.
terrible
Sounds
category.
like the,
He got the ha-has.
teams are in agreement, and
All
they're
right, the
gonna
yuck
keep
yucks.
They know it.
Yeah.
the
Everyone knows
category
about it.
of comedy.
Yeah, but
These are movies that are in
Adam Sandler.
Theory. All right, 6 questions, gentlemen. 6
Rob
questions.
Schneider
You
is the
have 1
stapler,
left.
rated PG-13.
Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Hey!
Big break. Who hold our radio
Airheads.
station
I love this
hostage with
movie.
plastic guns.
Airheads.
Thank you.
good.
Called it.
Excellent. Great job.
All right. Comedic
Die Hard in a
legend,
radio station.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler's
Ah,
in
Are you
what
kidding me?
comedy?
I just set a tone.
Conferring, right, proper gentleman.
Certain about it for a moment.
His dad.
5, 4.
Mr. Deeds.
That is
Incorrect for a
incorrect.
2-point steal.
Yeah. Little Nicky.
2-point steal.
Nope.
Steal.
He's a grandfather. Harvey Keitel's the dad.
He's
Oh.
not. No, I'm sorry. I challenge. He is not.
Challenge.
Harvey Keitel is his father. Rodney Dangerfield is his grandfather.
All right, we're going to look that up. We have
All
a
right.
challenge on the field. We're looking.
All right.
I've seen that movie way too many times. I'm completely withdrew on this.
That's a lot on TV.
And
All
don't
right, we're
forget,
back,
you
and
should have
we
a
did throw the
pineapple
question,
up Hitler's
with
ass at
challenge. The
4:30.
question itself was wrong. Rodney Dangerfield is in the film, but plays the grandfather, Lucifer.
You can see it in them
Of course, it's the father of
conferring.
Adam Sandler.
They are
We
like,
looked at all the
oh, it's this
appropriate
movie.
websites,
They want to
and
say
we
it.
found
And
this to be
McWeeny
true.
thinks,
So the question
wait,
is
no, it's the
thrown
other
out.
one.
No points
So
on the board there, and we are going to re-ask a second question.
Yeah.
So there's still 5 more in the round for the family.
That's fair.
Question
Fair ruling.
2.
Also, it was 2 Adam Sandler questions right out of the gate. So.
yeah,
Well, he's the only one in
exactly.
this combo.
And he's not that funny.
I challenge that Adam Sandler does comedies.
Yeah,
upheld?
you can
Upheld?
challenge that.
Outside, outside of Happy
Yeah.
Gilmore.
Sustained.
I just heard Christian yell, and you're a winner in the background.
2. Who played Frederick, the brother of Santa, in Fred Claus?
Vince Vaughn.
For family here.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit of conferring.
Which is smart. I always think take your time, take your time.
Sorry,
Why do
5.
you have a teammate?
clarify, are you asking us who played Fred Claus or Santa Claus?
Who played Fred Claus?
Oh,
Yes.
Vince Vaughn.
That is
That's
correct.
correct for 2 points.
That
All
was
right.
It was worded a little loosely,
21-16.
but yeah.
All right, third question. Mike Myers followed up Shrek the Third with this financial disappointment of a film in
Shrek
2008.
Forever After.
No,
No.
no,
That's
no.
very
The Love Guru.
Yeah,
We are,
that's a-
we are at love
that's a very
here.
editorial
Oh,
question.
sorry.
Very
That's
good.
forever after. I believe it's
all right,
2010.
that is
Yes,
the
it is.
question
I got
3
confused by the
of
wording of
6.
that question.
Fourth one. The family. What actor plays the nefarious Professor James Moriarty in
Ah!
Holmes and Watson?
Chelsea Riley.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
My real question is who actually saw Holmes and
Oh,
Watson?
okay. Oh, right.
No, it technically is a comedy.
Technically.
It was filed. The paperwork
Yeah.
was filed for comedy.
That-
5, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
A. Steve Coogan. B. Ralph
Oh.
Fiennes. Ray Fiennes.
Ralph
C.
Fiennes.
Hugh Laurie. D.
Einstein.
John C. Riley.
Steve Coogan.
I shop at Ralph's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he would be
B.
the type of guy. Yeah.
That is
That is
correct,
correct.
for a point. Ray
Yeah, Ray
Fiennes.
Fiennes
Oh.
Ray
strikes
Fiennes.
again.
All right.
Ray.
Why
fifth
is no one able to
question.
pronounce Ralph?
Question.
Well, he
In
pronounced it
Tootsie,
Rafe.
Actor Michael
Oh,
Sorry off
okay.
of his
This is a
pronunciation.
woman named Dorothy
Alright.
Michaels. and is hired to act in what type of TV program?
It's a soap opera.
That is two more points.
That is one
Tie
nutty
game.
hospital.
They have one more left, I
Family
believe.
Tied
This
it
has
up.
been a weird category. It's been real
As I
fucking
said,
weird.
it's funny in theory. It's more
All right.
debatable
I'm
whether
glad
some
that
of
we
these
finally
films are
got a
comedies.
movie that was actually funny.
I-
in
you
this
know what?
entirely
It's fair.
category.
It's fair.
I'm
agree
grateful
with
for
you.
Oh,
I
that.
come
haven't-
on. Tootsie's
Final
great.
question.
I haven't heard a movie
Final
that I
question
consider a funny comedy yet.
coming at us right now. Sorry. Which actor shows up and is
Hey!
Oh my God,
football, soccer
Vinnie Jones.
mega
Vinnie
fan,
Jones, yeah.
Mad Maynard in Eurotrip.
And that was like, we all.
Also, not the
It's an
greatest
important distinction.
football
American
club,
football
but
versus actual football.
Just you know it.
yeah, fuck them.
Two.
Multiple choice.
A. Daniel Craig. B. Vinnie Jones. C. Fred Armisen.
Don't say Matt Damon.
Yeah, because Matt Damon-
I know
No,
they
no,
want to
no.
say Matt Damon, but
Whichever one was Vinnie Jones. B, I think.
B.
Yeah.
That is
Okay,
correct.
well done.
Point and
It's
a
awesome.
1-point lead.
All right.
Man,
Lead indeed. We are going.
Yeah.
to
Just-
important round 3, Emma. All
That
coming
is
into this.
correct.
And what would, no surprise, a very close matchup.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, you're talking. We're into the tournament now. All of the teams have gotten their feet wet, and now they've really come to play. And both teams here have definitely proved that today. So,
Yeah, it's funny.
round number 3, each team is going to select a series of numbers between 1 and 20, each of which, as always, corresponds to a category of the movie trivia realm of knowledge. The first of these questions will be asked, and it will be a value of 2 points, followed by a 3-point question and a 5-point question, which is the only question upon which the team can confer. The 2 and the 3 are both going to.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but both of these teams,
family,
they
you
don't do the whole
up
1,
by
2,
one
3
as
thing,
well
right?
as being
They're
the
actually
favorites in this match. So
No.
what
history has
numbers
shown
would
that they're
you like?
pretty scattered with their
7,
number picks.
11, and 14.
7, 11, and 14.
Well, I just heard 7-Eleven and got hungry. Favorite restaurant you will know. So that's 7-Eleven 14. The Paddington 2 will need 3 numbers from you that aren't those.
2, 13, 18.
2, 13, 18. I like those numbers.
Okay.
All right. The Paddington 2, you're down by 1, which means you get to go first here. Emma will be
I will.
asking the questions.
Can't
All
wait
right.
till this thing is gone.
The Paddington 2, you selected category number 2, which corresponds to the realm of classics.
Let it grow.
Classics.
I'll take that one.
All right.
That
No,
presentation.
4,
Yep.
2 points. Who plays the sultry Sugar Cane in Some Like It Hot?
Marilyn Monroe.
That's correct
2
for
points,
2 points.
and a lead, Back
Bravo.
over to the family. Their 2-point question. They chose.
I was thinking of
number
Wet
7.
Hot American Summer for a second.
Action/adventure.
Andrew Guy.
Will be answering this one.
Andrew
field
got
it.
Drew
Good job.
Guy gonna take it. All right. 2-point question.
Action adventure.
Take the lead again. Who played the IMF technical field agent
Simon
Benji
Pegg.
Dunn
Simon
in
Pegg,
the
yep.
Mission Impossible franchise?
Simon Pegg.
2 points.
2 points, correct.
It's team action,
The
yeah.
Impossible
You
Burger,
gotta
got
take it.
distracted.
Listen, it's that's
Oh.
a
The amount of
true,
times
mistake to make there, Ken.
Family has the lead now, which
Counts
is
to
to go
10.
back to Paddington 2. For their 3-point question, they chose number 13.
He's probably seen it as many times as we've all seen Star Wars combined.
Brad Pitt.
Actually, we'll have Brad
No.
Pitt
All right.
in his mouth.
No
No.
one's seen.
No one's seen Star Wars as
Who
many
plays
times as
Colonel
us.
William Ludlow,
Or any movie
head
for that
of the
matter.
Ludlow family in 1994's Legends of the
Anthony
Fall.
Hopkins.
Is he a sir now? Sir Anthony Hopkins?
He
That's
is
Okay.
indeed, I believe, a sir, and he certainly is Anthony Hopkins.
All right. Wow,
Sure,
look at this.
Finley.
Look.
Ah.
All right.
So back over to the
We're
family.
going to the family. And the family, you have chosen number 11. Drew McWeeny will be answering 3-point question in the category of comedy. Comedy.
Like actual funny movies this
That-
time?
that's
Remains to be seen.
To be determined.
As long as
Eurotrip
it's
is funny.
3-point question.
Eurotrip was
Drew.
funny.
In what 1960s comedy did
Jeez.
Walter Matthau angrily throw
Yes.
a plate of
He
linguine
probably
against the
knows it.
wall of his apartment?
The number one seed in this tournament, the Odd Couple.
It's the Odd Couple.
There you go.
Wait, what if that question had come up in an Odd Couple match?
Irony would be beautiful.
Bouncing back over to
Yes,
the
it would.
Paddington 2, who are going to have the opportunity to answer their 5-point question, at which point it will bounce
So,
back to the family.
If they both
not,
answer their
then
5-pointer,
family will
their Paddington
win
2 will
today
once
and go
again
on to
score
face
30-plus points
who's the
and lose the
boss.
match.
Oh, boy.
Like, it's just unfair at this point.
18, which corresponds to the category of famous actors and actresses.
These are actors and actresses
and
who have
actresses.
gathered
Now,
some
this is
type
a
of fame.
multi-part question, so you'll have a little bit
That's not-
longer.
yep,
You'll have
that's
20 seconds to answer this question. For 5 points,
20 seconds.
name
Mm.
3 films that have featured Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn
Actors.
starring together, or at least appearing in
Swingers.
those films together.
Go.
Yes, they certainly have worked together.
Elf, I'm trying to remember.
Frequent collaborators. Buddies. I like that.
All right, so Swingers and Made and one of the best sports movies of all time, Rudy.
That is correct. For
Wow.
5 points.
What a bold.
Bravo.
Now,
Damn.
notice that
I forgot
Matt actually
Rudy.
took his sunglasses
Same.
off
Okay.
to
He
answer
got
that
serious.
question.
He got serious. All right, this is where we stand. Emma Fife, and you're watching at home and along
With
here
Hollywood
in
Jason, is
the
that again,
studio
or no?
audience. We are down to the final question. It's a 31-27
It's rhetorical.
game. The family has their
forgot Vince
5-point
Vaughn was
question.
in
This will send them to the next
Rudy,
round and to face Who's the Boss. The family. You chose number 14.
Jeez,
That corresponds to the category of war movies. War movies.
Want to go to war with me?
Confer. You have one
As
JT
someone who's
left.
actually
What is it good for?
5
Sure.
points in the
Absolutely
game.
nothing.
Who played the sole survivor of the Dirty Dozen in The Dirty Dozen?
Challenge. More than one person survives.
I've heard that this is the part where it became cannot miss
Who
this.
played the sole survivor? Who played the sole survivor of the Dirty Dozen in The Dirty Dozen? I think that was a smart move. I think that was a smart move to buy yourself
Feel
some
like
time, catch your
I feel
breath.
like they've got this. Maybe.
We're going to go with Lee Marvin.
And your winner,
They're going to challenge it.
the Paddington
They're going to challenge it.
Charles Bronson was the final answer. Charles Bronson was the answer. And with that, the Paddington 2 wins the game 31-27. Emma, that was a big-time match.
Certainly was. I mean, who saw that coming? The Paddington 2 is definitely, you know, they're a team that has had some tough breaks here in the movie Trivia Schmoedown. They came in swinging in round 1 of the Ultimate Schmoedown Teams tournament here, and I mean, today they proved that they are here.
Oh, they're going to challenge it for them.
Does survive. There are multiple survivors at the end of the Dirty.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I can't in good conscience win that way. Not against Drew.
All right, we're getting a
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good on them for
Well,
sportsmanship.
In, an unprecedented turn of events here, Ken. We had a challenge issued on that last question for the family by their opponent, Matt Atchity, who was
Very nice.
not satisfied
I would also
with
be able
the
to
manner in which
that.
that question was written, and upon further research, it's a questionable question. So we are going to throw that question out
I'm gonna ask him.
and instead ask the family another 5-pointer, so they have another opportunity to potentially win
And they got their
this
repeat
match
back.
and advance to go on to face Who's the Boss in the Ultimate Schmoedown
Damn.
tournament.
I never do this, but I got to say, that is the greatest
You
example
just-
of sportsmanship I've ever seen in this league.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I still want you to lose, but I applaud you.
Yeah.
All right.
Turns out drinking pina coladas
I'm
and
too
bird
nice.
drinks.
It really was just the booze.
All right. Decorum. Here we go. This, once again, is for the game. The winner would
For
move
real
on
this
to
time.
face
But you guys
Who's
should get this
the
right.
Boss in the semifinals. You guys have category number 14, which is war movies, And your 5-point question. In what war film will you find the phrase "Born to Kill" written on combat helmets?
Full Metal Jacket.
Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. Yeah. And on the poster even.
Yeah. And your winner.
Okay.
The family.
Oh.
We have
Ah.
a big win, a surprising, stunning reversal.
Well, at least it ended.
I don't care who you are. Like, yes, sure, family got the W. Paddington 2 won the match.
He would not feel
Yes.
satisfied winning
Oh,
the way
100%.
that they had originally won,
So-
and
We'll talk about
ultimately, his sportsmanship
Wow.
came back to
Results aside,
But, I think
keep
it's
Paddington
a
2
performance,
together.
and
Like,
soldiers,
give them
you
an
have to say,
exemption for the draft.
Give himself a lot of respect, and I guess you don't want to steal a win. I would steal a win. I think it's a good idea. Stealing.
that sounds about right for you, Ted.
Cheating is how you win in sports, right? So,
Yeah.
especially if you're a Patriots fan. But I think this is controversial, but I think one of the most just endings.
It's true. Also drink.
I think so too. It's nice to see that there is still some honesty and sportsmanship here in the Schmoedown. I do wonder, had things been reversed.
Nothing in here.
and,
This is not even a glass.
This is a candle holder.
That's a candle holder.
we can't undo time. We can just
cannot.
honor the
But
challenges
you all
that
are
have been
drinking,
issued.
so it's like.
What we can do
Won't
is
feel left
throw
out.
it to my friend Jennifer. Jen Sturgis backstage with the Paddington 2.
Actually, I have to ask you, what on earth could possibly be in your tiki cup to make you challenge your own win?
I will call this honor. That's what I'm
Yep.
drinking today. No, look, like a little bit too. Like, if we're gonna beat the family, I want to beat them for real, right? And like not on a question. I mean, look, I can argue about the descent thing, whatever, but I'm gonna say that I want to earn that, right? And them getting a question wrong because it's a badly written question, like I want it for real because that's the way. Look, that's part of the challenge, right? Like we're here to play. We're here to play seriously. Those guys deserve respect. And if we had won that way, look, I could have kept my mouth shut, right? But that's not the way to win, right? Like, sure, okay, I could keep my mouth shut. We're gonna take the win. We'll go to the next one. But really, like, that's not okay. I'm not okay with that. Like, I'm gonna act ethically. I'm gonna, and look, like did it cost us the game? Sure, but you know what? That's the way I play.
Did you guys consult before he rang this out?
This is where I tell the world that I've never seen The Dirty Dozen. So I didn't know any of this, but Matt immediately was like, wait, whoa, and I totally stand behind him. I'm super proud to have him as my teammate. I think he has shown himself to be like everything that you want in a competitor, both knowledgeable and talented, but also honorable and decent. And, if anything, I think this cements our reputation as a team that wins sometimes, but when we lose, we're going to drag you to the finish line.
I love that. I love that about you guys.
We're gonna drag you over the finish line.
Yeah.
Just 'cause that's
It's
who
a
we
team
are.
that
I
will
mean,
make you
Paddington
answer your
taught us right.
5-pointer. Unfortunately,
Twice.
I just feel like I've
unfortunately,
seen you
the
in this
teams
position
that
so
they
many
face
times where you get
always
so
answer their
close,
5-pointer.
and then it's just like it's round 3 always kind of does you in.
Yeah, it happens. I run out of steam. Maybe it's too much booze. But these are fun. I love doing them. I've said a lot. Like, look, if I was me from 15 years ago, I'd have been ruthless, right? I mean, the problem is, as some of us know, who would be on a senior tour here. For some of us, it's a little harder to call this stuff up quickly, right? Like, eventually, I'll get there, but it doesn't happen as fast anymore. So that to me, like, I know the stuff, and I just sometimes can't get it in the time that's there for us. But
What happens when you show up too laid back?
Exactly. I'll wear a suit next time.
Well, obviously, guys, this ends your run in the
Suit up.
tournament, but I think.
I mean, he
none
did
of
do
us
that
should
with
be really proud of
Gray
setting the
when they were
example
pretending to be
you guys
Russian.
today in the way
Yeah.
you played.
Oh.
The sportsmanship and honor you guys showed is unparalleled.
Well, thank you. And it's,
From the
you know,
sound
again,
of
that's what
buzzers.
I'm super proud to be at the table with, and
Why did you never release that song?
Last
I
question.
couldn't finish mixing it
You
in
guys know
time.
the draft's coming up.
You
You
suck.
guys will
I
not
know.
be protected, most likely. what's going to happen? Do you guys want to try to stick together?
I mean, ideally, but
Give them an exemption. Let them be protected.
Come on.
Crazy whirligig, and we'll just see where it takes us.
Yeah, I wonder a little bit, have I just sandbagged getting drafted? Like, any manager's going to be like, this guy's going to give games away. So, we'll see.
Well, I think, if anything, you showed managers out there the kind of player that they're looking for.
Well,
So,
some
sorry about the loss
managers
today.
might want him and others might not.
Emma
Back to you guys at
will.
the desk.
All right,
Like-
there you have it.
Emma will happily take them. Roxy probably will not.
Cause them to do that, and I think that is
Hashtag accept Paddington 2.
It's definitely something that is severely lacking in terms
Now
of
we'll
certain
remind-
people.
And if that hashtag gets trending,
Sure,
if that hashtag gets trending, the makers of the Paddington 2 movie will be very confused.
Today, but I mean, why should we go on talking about them when we can just send it on over to Jen Sturger? Good luck.
Thank you so much, Emma. I detected a little bit of sarcasm in that. Drew guy, I have to say, you kind of surprised me there at the end, because you actually looked like you had a conscience for a second.
You know, like I said, it'll never happen again. I hate everyone I compete against, but that was... you're a better person than I am, Ashley. That's it. That's all I have to say. And the other thing I want to say is, I'm coming for you, Bateman. I'm coming for you!
Yes!
I mean, sad.
Drew, you played a hell of a game
No,
today,
that's
as
gonna be
always.
awesome.
We kind of come to expect it from you. What
Yes, you will.
made you guys stick with comedy in that second round?
Well, I think look, it's easy to go chasing your best category or whatever, but I think that's not a great way to build your resume, and it's also not a great way to tell other players what you're capable of. I think sometimes you spin the wheel, you just let it land, and then you go answer the questions in that category. It's really easy to get hooked on, I want that pie slice. But hopefully we can answer questions in any pie slice. So I love pie. Oh, and also one other thing. He's coming for you, baby! He's coming for you!
So today, I think this match could easily be summed up with challenges. You guys had a lot of them in there. What
That's
made
funny.
you guys decide
That's funny.
certain ones were worth going after? Like, Andrew, I was really surprised that you went after that one in the first round.
Doesn't Riley have a win over McWeeny?
And that's one of my, if
Yeah.
not my favorite horror movie. And I could not get there. I don't know what was wrong. I don't know why my brain couldn't get there, but, again, actually kind of helped us out there by just not putting the in front. And it's a rule that we implemented, I think, this season, and I'm very happy it's there.
I think I was in the match where it got implemented, and it was over the title The Thing. So I remember, and yeah, it's one of those things where
It all comes back to the thing.
As it should. Because that movie
Remember,
is
Burnett,
great.
even though you look like you're fresh out of the pool,
I was sweating with excitement and watching my Machiavellian scheme further unfold. One day, the genius that I bring to the entire Schmoedown will be recognized.
Edition of the Webster's Dictionary did he get that word out of? Machiavellian.
Well, it's a real term,
These
but
guys, well, he's going to win one day. But these guys...
until you do, okay?
But these guys, they step up to the drama that I've created, and they win.
I just... what's
Drew's
the blood
trying
alcohol
so hard
content?
not to laugh.
Jesus. Andrew,
He is.
this next match against Who's the Boss?
This is the thing,
Obviously, I
McWeeny
think
has
we all
no
know the
poker
gravity that it
face.
has for you, facing your former teammate, Ben Bateman.
He used to.
Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. You got
Not-
someone who
not
gets
with
their
this
TKO'd
bird.
and you don't have that electronic wheel. I'm coming for you.
Oh.
Yeah, the electronic wheel that gave him spinner's choice twice.
Back to you guys at the desk.
The only person ever to respin after getting spinner's choice.
I mean, honestly, it was
Which I think is
less
pretty
thrilling than
admirable.
Anticipated. So.
Yep.
Absolutely. Emma, we saw a spectacular match today with
We
some
did.
controversy, but also something we never really seen before. And this is what you get here in the Ultimate Schmoedown Teams Tournament. This is what happens. And we're on to the semifinals. Who's the boss? The family. Do you have any thoughts right now on who might come out on top?
I mean, listen, it is going to be a grudge match.
I just looked at the thing from the spectacular and I had that realization of, oh God, my flight is next week.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
This year is moving by so quickly.
Between Ben Bateman and Drew Guy, so it's going to be a loud one, that's for sure.
I absolutely agree with that. Bateman guy, once again, it could be Houston all over. Let's buckle down and bolt down the chairs.
Yeah.
So for Emma 5, I'm Ken Apsark. We're going to bid you adieu, but this is the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. This is what we do, and you can support us
Did he mean
by going
adieu?
to
Adieu.
patreon.com/Schmoedown. Emma, you have
Adieu.
your hand in that Patreon.
Adieu.
page.
And you-
A lot of
and
things out
you-
there for people.
There's a lot of great additional content that you get for being a patron. You also get early access to a lot of matches, lots of fun exhibition matches, player profiles, behind-the-scenes videos, all that and more. Head on over to patreon.com/Schmoedown and decide which tier is right for you.
Absolutely. That's it for this week. We'll see you next time on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Oh, there's still 30 seconds.
Come on, number 4. Come on, number 4.
Literally a child.
But, by the way, if this is what studying sessions with Kaiser look like, I want to be on Kaiser.
Please, yes. What the hell?
The Disneyland. Disneyland, right?
No, they're at
Disney World.
Universal Studios.
Oh, Universal. Okay. Jesus. Well, theme parks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
theme parks. Yeah.
Oh God, what a match!
What a
Jesus.
freaking match!
It just, to me, it just the end feels a little weird because of the controversy, because of the challenge. But mad props to the Paddington 2 and especially Matt Adjidi for actually coming out to say this is an unfair question. Like hardly any. Like I don't even know if I would do that. All in all honesty. Like, if I were to win a match against a great opponent, I'm like, maybe just keep my mouth shut and just take the win, despite the fact that the last question might not be. I know. Look, Matt Adjidi is better than any of us, really, in that regard. So that was awesome, and I'm very happy that the family won, of course. But this is I said it just before the 5 pointers. This is again a match where the Paddington 2 scores 30+ points and they lose. What? They just faced the wrong opponents, it seems. My God. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Look, as far as mid-tier teams go, the Paddington 2 is the greatest mid-tier team that will ever exist.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they just can't get over that hump of, I guess in this case, bullshit questions. And not to say the question itself was bullshit. It was just, poorly written, poorly constructed. And look, to the writers of the Schmoedown, you guys bust your ass. You guys do a hell of a lot to keep this show going, so thank you. And look, I know there was like 3 or 4 questions in this match that were a little iffy, a little worded a little weirdly. That's fine. It happens. Case, it's happened to you and I on more than one occasion back when we used to do our thing.
We are question writers for the fan leagues. We have done that for 3 years now, and still it can happen to this day that we mess up on a question simply because, we're human. Humans make mistakes, and this is exactly why there's a challenge rule to make sure that if a human made a human mistake, then you can just challenge that and make sure that you get ruled fairly instead of unfairly.
Exactly.
Because that's what this match was. It was at least fair.
Yes, and that's why, look, I don't care what anyone says now. Like, to me, because of what happened in the end of this match, the Paddington 2 won the match. Paddington 2 might be one of the best teams to ever play the game that has a losing record. And also, I'm serious. Guys, exempt Paddington 2. I swear to God. Please, let's make this happen. Let's get this trending. Like, I want the Paddington 2 to stay together next year.
Yeah, same. Nico?
This year was started off with Drew Guy basically getting exempt from being suspended for his bad behavior from the season prior. It would be nice if we saw some good behavior in this game being rewarded as well. So yes, my sentiments exactly. Exempt Paddington 2. They're not a mid-tier team. They are a very high-caliber team that just has a mid-tier record because they've played other high-caliber teams that have and it's just affected them. But they've shown that they have what it takes. This is a performance that has definitely gotten them over with the crowd. And yeah, people are going to want to see more of them. So please protect them, like keep them together for the draft because they deserve it. They deserve it. And, hats off to Guy and McQueenie. They perform well as always. You can see Guy is getting better with experience. And, that's just another thing about teaming with Drew McQueenie is it
rubs off on you.
Yes, teaming with him has strong effects on you. We saw it happen with Sam Levine. We saw it happen with Breanne Chandler for the short time they were together. And now we're seeing it with Guy. So just having him as your partner is it's one of those extra motivators that helps elevate your own game. And who's the boss versus the family? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of animosity, but in terms of gameplay, that's going to be very close. Very close, because all those four are different competitors from the last time each of them faced off in certain divisions.
The funny thing is that between these two teams, there was already some beef in terms of singles, because of course Bateman and Guy, they faced each other. They're lifelong partners. They were a team, and Bateman won that match. Riley faced Guy. And Riley lost that match by TKO in, what was supposed to be his comeback, and he probably is out for revenge as well. And earlier this year, Riley faced McWeenie as well, and Riley won that match. So, yeah, these two teams have so much history. There's going to be a lot of talk, and I just cannot wait for it all to unfold, really. What are your thoughts on the match and what's coming up?
I'll have more on what's coming up. If Andrew keeps up the 5 in the first round, I think they have a really good chance at taking the whole tournament, because I'm sure McQueenie, anything that he gets in the round 2, he's going to handle it, definitely. So I will give it to the family already ahead of the match.
Okay.
But maybe they can win the whole thing.
I personally have the family winning the entire tournament.
Oh.
That's my bold prediction. Hey, I've said it on many occasions, I am biased. I don't care. I just know that the semifinal is going to be a great match, and I cannot wait to watch it. Unfortunately, these two will probably not be there for that. Maybe Nico, actually. I'm not entirely sure because it's next week. I do know one thing. We are probably going to react to it, and it's going to be a lot of fun, so look out for that. Because, I'll just say, please, guys, like the video, comment on anything that you saw in it, like what are your thoughts on the call at the end, and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And now, Chris, what is going on with you for the next couple of weeks?
I'm going to be on vacation. My family decided to... go to Florida for Thanksgiving, and I'll be joining them actually later tonight as of this recording. So that's gonna be fun, and I'm just gonna relax. I'll probably bring a couple Hawaiian shirts like Mr. Atchity, have a pina colada and just relax on a beach. But these guys are still gonna be doing some stuff, but to be fair, the content is still coming, because we're still going to do a reaction for Time Machine versus Looney Bin. Go Looney Bin. Sorry, Nico. We're also going to have two episodes of the Who Cares Anyway podcast that are going to drop over the next 2 weeks, where this Friday, Nico and I are going to do a little breakdown of spectacular predictions, as well as just our thoughts of the tournament so far. And then next week, I'll be joined by Mr. Brooklyn Vale of the New British Empire to talk about epic rap battles of history. We're going to rank every single episode of Epic Rap Battles History, and it's going to be awesome.
All right, can they find you online?
And you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Letterboxd, Discord at Skywalker Dome. And you guys can follow this very channel on Twitter and Instagram at D2A channel. Please like our Facebook page, join our Facebook group to keep up with the conversation. And, guys, if you want to come join the madhouse that is dedicated to art, we are accepting submissions for behind-the-scenes personalities, on-screen personalities for our metal show, our Star Wars show, Who Cares Anyway podcast, Schmoedown reactions, TV recaps, Crisis 2.0 that Nico is going to be hosting. Yeah. D2A channel. That's D2A channel at gmail.com.
All right, Nico, plug yourself.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nico Suave Regola. You're just Nico Suave with 4 random English numbers at the end on Discord. Combat Wrestling Trivia on Facebook, Combat Wrestling Network on YouTube. The poorly made Twitter handle is at Combat Wrestlin, the number 2. There is no letter G. Sometimes on TMG Entertainment, where I am the reigning Chokeslam Wrestling Debate Champion of the world. Of course, right here on Dedicated to Art and all the places Chris just said, in case we'll say in a moment. The Trivia for Thon 2 card lineup announcement video was supposed to drop today, but last night, iMovie killed it 75% of the way through the editing process. So I have to reshoot it, re-edit it, and I hate my life.
Yeah, I hate it when my editing program does that because it happened so many times, and it will happen so many more times because it just happens. It's the fucking as Chris likes to call it.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, you don't have any plugs.
I'm around.
Yeah. You can find. You can find her here on Dedicated to Art sometimes. You can follow me at Dutch Movie Guy on Twitter, Case Cornelius on Facebook and Letterboxd. Of course, reviewing The Mandalorian and Star Wars Resistance the next couple of weeks. Despite them not being here, I'll probably do it by myself. Yes, all the hashtags, tweet them out everywhere. Well, tweet, post, I don't know. Do what you can. And until our next reaction, take care.
Yeah.
Love you, Emma.